Hey again, it's Kyle. This is my first video reflection for the spring of 2018, and in this video reflection, I will be discussing my January placement, which was a month-long placement, and they were full days, and that was at Hazelwood Central High School in Florissant, Missouri, and also talking about my current placement, which is at Wentzville Elementary. I call it Wentzville Elementary / middle school because there's a sixth grade that's housed in the elementary school, and that's where I'm working with sixth grade students. So I'll be talking about those two placements. So talking about the setting, the caseload for my cooperating teachers, the students, and also the overall culture of both placements. So first, I'm going to start with my January placement, which was in Hazelwood Central High School. And the setting for Hazelwood Central High School is it's a very urban setting, very large high school, lots of students, and the cooperating teacher that I was working with, she is a deaf or hard of hearing teacher, and Hazelwood Central High School is a site-based area for the deaf or hard of hearing program. So a lot of the students that live in the general area that will be going to this high school that are deaf or hard of hearing go to this program, and they work with the different teachers that are DHH teachers in their classroom setting for different classes, but they also have other classes that they're mainstream with. So at Hazelwood Central High School, the caseload, I would say, for my cooperating teacher, we saw about 8 to 10 students on a daily basis, and the classes that we saw them for ranged from, a remedial English class to a learning strategies class to a personal finance class and also some math. And working with these students was a very interesting experience for me because I had never taught at a high school level before. Anything that I've done with high school students has been coaching related. So actually teaching in the classroom and working with these students was a very different experience for me, but I really enjoyed it. Also, something important of note at Hazelwood Central High School, there was a lot of ASL used because my cooperating teacher is deaf as well, and she is proficient with sign language. And there were two specific students that were ASL only. So communicating with them was in some ways a little difficult for me because I don't have a large signing background. But I've taken sign language courses, and with my experience in the vocabulary that I've developed, I was able to hold conversations with them and communicate with them, which was nice, and I tried to use it as much as possible. So it was a really good learning experience for me. I loved being at the high school that I was at, Hazelwood Central High School. The kids are very nice. It's a very low socioeconomic status school district, and there aren't a ton of resources. So kind of have to get creative with teaching and things like that. But I had a wonderful time working at Hazelwood Central High School. The overall culture, the students aren't the most motivated to work in the classroom. A lot of times you could see that they don't see the purpose for doing the work that they're doing, and that it means something more, and that it's beneficial to them for the future, whether they decide to just get a job in the future, which is kind of a realistic goal for some of them. But then there's students who want to go to 2-year schools or a trade school or even a 4-year school. So whatever their goals are, we work hard to get them there. And it was a great experience. I loved it. All right, so my second placement, my current placement, which is started at the end of January and goes until the end of April, is Wentzville Elementary School. But they call it Wentzville Elementary / middle. There's a sixth grade, all the sixth graders are housed there, and actually I am only working with the sixth graders. So my position there, it's an itinerant placement, so we push into the classroom and all the students are mainstream. The setting is a very rural setting. It's back tucked away up hills off a highway, so it's a very different setting than the one I had in January. And it's also an itinerant position. It's not a actual classroom teaching position where you have your own classroom and work with your kids specifically for a long amount of time. This placement I really enjoy. I wasn't sure if I'd really enjoy an itinerant placement, but I love what I'm doing and I love the kids that I work with. Caseload's about the same, probably like 10 to 12 kids, but only 2 of them have hearing loss, and the other kids have other disabilities or difficulties with learning. There's a couple students with ADHD, a couple students with autism, a couple of them with reading disabilities. So our job is to push into their classroom and assist them and supplement their teaching that they receive from their classroom teachers and help them in any way we can to assist them to complete their work efficiently. It becomes very difficult for them at times to, manage their time, and then things have to be repeated from time to time, but accommodations and modifications are made to help these students learn to the best of their abilities. The students with hearing loss, the two students that I'm working with hearing loss, one has a mild to moderate hearing loss. She wears hearing aids. And then the other student, she is profoundly deaf and has cochlear implants. So the type of support that they need varies, but they still need support nonetheless. And working in math and social studies and reading with these students is very helpful, because if we need to, we can pull them out of the classroom if they feel like they would work better in a smaller, quieter setting. Then we can go to the resource classroom and work with them to help assist them with their work that needs to be completed. The overall culture at the school is everyone's very nice. It's a higher socioeconomic status, and the students seem more motivated to complete their work and work very hard. They're also in sixth grade, so they're not as independent as the high schoolers are, but they seem a lot more invested in their work and seem to better understand the importance of working very hard on their schoolwork. So overall, both placements I loved. I've enjoyed both placements. They have provided challenges for me, especially the high school placement, because of being heavy in ASL. The placement I have currently, I'm sure there will be challenges as well, making accommodations and modifications necessary to help the students that are from different backgrounds and have different types of disabilities. So it's very interesting working with students who have a hearing loss, but then you're also working with students who are autistic and have, just specific reading disabilities or other learning disabilities. So there's lots of variations to teaching methods and strategies to apply to work with these students to help them be successful in the classroom. And I look forward to learning more about these techniques and utilizing them to work with the students through April. So I'll have a lot more time there, and it'll be really nice working to develop my skills along with my cooperating teacher, who is very nice and works very hard. So that's all I have. Thanks for your time. Have a good night.